Welcome back to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're stripping everything back. So I want you to imagine you're packing for, well, the longest trip of your life.
Okay.
But you're told you can't bring your bank account, you can't bring your resume, and you definitely can't bring that reputation you spent 20 years building.
Wow. Yeah, that's a terrifying thought for most of us. I mean, we spend our entire lives collecting these external things.
Totally.
But the roadmap we're looking at today, this path of the heart, it makes a very bold, very high stakes claim
Which is,
that the only thing that has any transfer value after death is the state of your heart.
and we should probably clarify for everyone listening, when we say heart, we're not talking about the physical pump in your chest.
No, no.
We're talking about the mind, the spirit, your core self.
Exactly. So if you accept that premise, then life isn't a career ladder. It's more of a spiritual training ground. The whole mission is to refine that inner core.
Because it's the only asset that actually survives.
It's the only thing you take with you.
Okay, so let's talk about how you actually do that. Because purify your heart sounds lovely, but it also sounds incredibly vague.
Right.
But this text, it breaks it down into 3 stages. And the first one is all about active defense. Control negative thoughts.
But look at which thoughts it targets. It doesn't just say, don't be bad. It specifically flags jealousy, resentment, and deceit.
I found that list so interesting.
Yeah.
Because usually you hear about, anger or greed. Why focus on those 3 specific toxins?
Well, if you think about it, anger can be like an explosion. It happens and then it can burn out. But jealousy and resentment, those are slow poisons. They stew. They become these internal stories that distort how you see everything.
It's almost like a mental algorithm, isn't it? If I click on one resentful thought, my brain's algorithm just starts feeding me more reasons to be resentful, and then suddenly that's my entire world.
That is a perfect analogy. It really is. This first stage of training is all about manually overriding that algorithm.
So you have to catch the thought and just hit not interested.
Pretty much. You catch it, oh, I'm jealous of that person, and you shut it down before it takes root. It's mental hygiene. You wouldn't let garbage pile up in your living room.
Okay, but I'm going to play the skeptic here.
Yeah.
I can try to curate my mental feed, but I'm human. The algorithm is going to glitch. I am going to get jealous, or I'm going to say something I shouldn't. What happens when that defense fails?
And that's where the rubber meets the road. That's the second stage. Reflect immediately on actions. And the key word there is immediately.
Right, and this is the part that, honestly, it stressed me out a little. The text says if a thought becomes a word or an action, you have to deal with it at once. So if I make a snarky comment in a meeting, am I supposed to, stop the whole presentation?
Not necessarily publicly, no, but internally, yes. The philosophy demands a hard stop. You don't wait for the end of the day.
You catch the slip up in real time.
In real time.
And then what? Do I just sort of beat myself up about it for the next hour?
No, and that's a crucial distinction. This isn't about wallowing in guilt. Guilt is just another way of being stuck. The instruction is to make a firm resolution not to repeat it.
So it's a course correction.
It's a course correction. You acknowledge it, you resolve to fix it, and you move on. That's what stops a single mistake from hardening into a bad habit.
That feels very active. It's not just, I hope I do better.
No.
It's, I am reprogramming this right now.
Exactly.
But here's my question. If I do all this, if I block the toxins, I catch my slip-ups. When do I get to say I'm done? When do I get the pure heart medal?
Never.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
That's the third stage. Embrace eternal practice. The text is very, very clear that polishing the heart is a never-ending journey. And here's the kicker that applies to everyone.
So there's no tenure, no, I've arrived.
None. It doesn't matter if you're a spiritual master meditating on a mountaintop or just, a guy trying to keep us cool in rush hour traffic. The work is the same.
Yeah, that's actually kind of liberating. It just levels the playing field completely.
It does.
It means the so-called experts are just scrubbing the same windows as the rest of us.
Exactly. And it reframes the whole goal. We tend to think the goal is to be perfect, to be clean. This suggests the goal is simply to be committed to the cleaning.
The value isn't in the state of being clean, it's in the act of cleaning.
Precisely. That's the shift.
Wow. Okay, so to recap this whole lifelong training, we are curating the only asset that matters, which is our spirit. We do that by hacking our mental algorithm to block things like jealousy and resentment. When we fail, we course correct immediately, not later, and we accept that the work never, ever ends.
That's it. You're not building a perfect thing. You're building the muscle of refinement. That is what you carry with you.
It really makes you rethink what you're putting at the top of your daily to-do list.
It does. And it leaves me with this one last thought, especially with the eternal part of it. If the practice never ends for anyone, maybe we should stop trying to reach a destination of spiritual perfection.
And instead
Just fall in love with the process of polishing.
something to chew on while we all scrub those windows. Thanks for diving in with us.
Thank you.